All right, next report is Pam.
I'd like to start by just highlighting a couple of recent events. Saturday we had the RBEF telethon here, and it was a great collaborative effort by, of course, all the people behind the cameras here tonight at RBTV, but also people in the foundation. We had teachers, we had students, former grant recipients. Dr. Skinkus was there supporting. I was there as well. It was a great event. We had a lot of our students also highlighting their talent on the stage. So it was a great event, and wanted to thank the public for their support. I also wanted to thank the PTO. They did a staff appreciation luncheon that was just outstanding and full of great food that they handmade for us and homemade and also catered in. And that was on Tuesday, February 12th. So they usually do a Valentine's theme, but this year they did a Mardi Gras theme, and it was really well received, and there were so many of them there here to support us. So that means a lot to us, and we wanted to thank them publicly for that. Today we had our J. Kyle Braid students, our student athlete leaders, and they've trained themselves and total of 35 sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and they went into the freshman homeroom classes today, and they trained the students as a follow-up to the conflict resolution skills. They did negotiation skills. Dr. Keene, your daughter, participated in that as a trainer, so that was great to see. They were all over the building, and I stepped into 2 of the classes, and the kids did a remarkable job leading their peers and teaching them how to be successful in negotiating when they're involved in a conflict or trying to get something in a positive manner. So that was wonderful. I wanted to thank Jenna Osborne and Wendy Cassens for the teacher leadership that they provide these students to put on that program. Tomorrow we are hosting our student services department with the support again of the PTO is hosting Rosecrans Family Education event. That's the high price, understanding the reality and cost of substance abuse in our community. That'll be here in the auditorium at 7 p.m. We're encouraging families to come, not only parents but students as well. We think that'll be a wonderful educational event and a time for us to collaborate on an issue that is prevalent and concerning in society today. Tomorrow night, our boys varsity basketball team will be at the 4A Boys Regional at Hoffman Estates at 7:30. They will play the winner of tonight's game, and they, by student demand, we have so far, I believe, 2 full fan buses. So that's exciting to see. The kids want to go and support their friends in the school, and then depending on the outcome, we might have another game on Friday night.
I think they got moved. They canceled it.
They canceled it because of the weather.
They canceled today's game, so we don't play till Thursday.
So everything got shifted. Right. So our buses will be going out on Thursday. See, it's an ever-changing landscape due to the weather. Next Monday, we have another Institute Day, and I just wanted you to be aware of that. So students are all happy. They have a 3-day weekend, and teachers will be here, and counselors and all of the certified professionals here learning more about our new observation evaluation model. They'll also have Common Core state standards work that they'll be doing, and then breakout sessions on everything from holistic essay scoring, because we're doing writing across the curriculum now, classroom management strategies, reading strategies, supporting students on the autism spectrum, a whole array of everything from using a document camera to Google apps in order to support your work in the classroom and your work as an educator. So we're excited about that. I wanted the public to know that we have a spring musical. I know it doesn't feel like spring right now, but it's next week, and so this musical is back. We were off for a year, so lots of excitement around this. We are doing Seussical, and on both Friday, March 8th, and Saturday, March 9th next week, there'll be a 7:30 performance, and on Sunday, a 2 p.m. performance. So we hope that the community in the school and in the broader, community will come out and support our musical, because we're really excited to have that back. And I'm thrilled to tell you that with the PTO support, we are going to be having a day of service again this year. So they are stepping up to do the infrastructure and the clerical support that is necessary to run that. And so one of our co-chairs from the PTO is here, Pam Powers, and we want to thank her and Kathy McCrory for for their support. Patty Young is our teacher liaison. We have 2 students, Elena Collis and Rena McCullough, I believe it is, who are going to be our student leaders. I believe they're both sophomores. They're stepping up and volunteering. So we're excited. That'll be Saturday, April 27th. So there's a lot of planning that goes on. You'll be hearing more about that. But I wanted you to know that with the PTO's leadership, our faculty and staff was really supportive of moving forward and getting that that special day back. It's going to be modified a little bit from the past, but it's going to exist again. And again, our PTO, can't thank them enough. Then finally, I just wanted to give an announcement. I know that you're aware that I've been working with Michael Josephson, from the founder of Character Counts, and he presented to you via electronic media because he couldn't come, and I spoke to him last night. And based on his inspiration from the RB students and staff and administrators who came to present over the summer, and my work with him as an advisor when he flew me out, they have restructured the way they're going to provide services. Now, Character Counts has been in effect for 20 years, so this is kind of an exciting thing. They've restructured, and they want to have site-based training at schools, and we are one of the 10 schools so far identified in the nation to be a model school. So they're calling these regional instructional centers. And if you would bear with me, I'm going to go through a little bit about the rationale for why I think this is really important for us to sign on with them. So by establishing a formal collaborative relationship between the high school and the Josephson Institute of Ethics, who are the people that run Character Counts, both the school and the character development organization will benefit. The school community and its members will expand their site-based leadership in the field of character education and the social-emotional learning to a regional, state, and national level, while the Character Counts organization will gain a broader understanding of the training and support that will best serve educators who are seeking to embed character education into their schools. Goal. This partnership would serve to highlight Riverside Brookfield High School as a model for the nation on how to integrate the philosophy and research of Character Counts into a high school setting, allowing the school to share its passion for character and social emotional development in adolescence, its innovative programming, its shared leadership structure, and its data-driven, results-oriented focus, thereby contributing to the improvement of school culture and student achievement nationwide. And now I'd like to just say something about professional commitment. Education is a communal endeavor that requires partnerships on many levels in order to share research-based practices that best serve our nation's children. Therefore, educational administrators should commit themselves to broader school improvement initiatives that serve the profession in general, beyond their individual buildings. These leadership opportunities will be shared with all individuals involved here at RB: students, parents, teachers, and administrators. Thus, this partnership will also serve as a leadership development program, affording many individuals the chance to expand and to showcase their skills beyond the local setting. So they have created a whole structure for this, and what they're just asking is, we've done trainings locally here over the past 3 years, but instead of outside people from their organization coming in and train, we would do the training ourselves. They'll provide all the support, all the clerical, the materials. They will do all the mailings, all the marketing. We won't be expected to do that. I'll send a letter out to my colleagues in the area. And as being a regional instructional center, we're trying to be a model that other schools can come into, work with our kids, work with our staff, walk around the building and see it, because they've seen a real difference in the training in our school than when they do it at universities or when they do it at conference centers or whatever. They see a different initiative and kind of excitement from the people that are trained, and they're going back to their schools being more successful and trying to implement it because they've talked to people on the ground. So that's why they have kind of renovated their entire way of delivering services. And what they're doing for us is they are, besides they will do press releases that we are a national school, they'll be giving us banners and materials and more things to support. Whenever we do a training, we'll continue to be able to provide free training for at least 3 people a year, and they will also give us, it appears it'll probably be 10% of the proceeds of the money they collect from people coming in. We will be the only school that will have that arrangement because we're the ones that really initiated and started this whole concept, and he's been utilizing some of the feedback from what happened at the training here when our students, because I brought our students and administrators and some of our teachers in to present. So they're using that feedback to kind of structure their whole program. He's trying to give us a little bit more of a benefit from any other school. So I'm asking for your support in moving forward. I spoke to him last night. He called me personally because he knew the board meeting was today, and he's excited to move this, to get your support in this so that we can move kind of on the national level of being a model for other schools.
Any questions for Pam?
And what's the commitment for us besides your time?
The commitment is that that I will do one training here on site. That's the minimum commitment. And then if I do, I might do others in the summer, but one during the school year, and that I will send out a letter inviting other principals in the area to come to the training. That's basically it. And they can use our name as a model.
Tim and I looked at the original offer. Tim's going to work with it. Pam's going to get Tim a contact. It's basically in exchange for using the facility for 3 days each semester, and obviously Pam's time, which will be something separate. In exchange, we get three staff members trained each time they do a training here, so that's about $900 per staff member, so it's about $2,700 every time we run it, and we get free training for our staff.
The $2,700 that we pay out, or that comes in?
We
We
get
get in exchange for them using our facility and for using our school.
You get the value.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like an intergovernmental almost.
And how long is the training? Is it,
Pam would probably be.
It's a 3-day, 3 full days, and then the schools that come, the idea is to bring a school team, so that instead of individuals coming to the training, that they're structuring it now that a school team comes and spends, and for $5,000, they get their 3 people trained over 3 days, and then they also get a whole series of other services that Character Counts will do with them, like surveys and ways to collect data. They'll also get an on-site mentor that will go in, after they go to the training, that will come in to assess how they're doing and provide them with extra materials and supports, lessons, social emotional lessons, different kinds of services. So they have and they're separating high school from the elementary school, which is the big difference, which I told them is what really has been somewhat problematic from my vantage point in the way they've provided services before. Because building a character education, social emotional learning program in a high school is far different than what you're going to do in elementary. And so they really needed to modify some of their materials and some of their approach. So that's partly what this new program is to just so the high school principals will contact their colleagues in the area and see if they want to do this. And really, I think there's going to be quite a bit of interest because of the 5 essential surveys. There's now a formal way to assess your school climate, not only educationally, but also what you're doing with goal setting with kids. And some of these mandates that we've had on social emotional learning, there really was no way that anyone was assessing them, but now there is. So I think that there's a great need for it.
Any other questions for Pam?
I have a question for Kevin. So you just want us to get a consensus?
I wouldn't give consent till we get the final agreement worked out with, because in the original offer, it just talked about use of the room and technology, and it laid out a couple more things, and I needed to get some more specifics from Pam, otherwise.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure, but after getting some more specifics from Pam this afternoon, then Tim's going to get a contact over there. As long as I feel it's a neutral agreement, I think it's a great accomplishment and it's a good perk for the school.
All right, any other questions?
I just have one thought, and not for this year, but if you move forward with the character counts, it strikes me odd that it's not part of our district goals. And so I don't know where to put them now, but I mean, it was a great accomplishment, and if the school's going to be recognized for that, it just strikes me odd that it's not on there.
Well,
somehow.
And when she reports out in October,
Right.
she will show you data that she's tracking for character counts that ties into how our attendance is improving and discipline and suspensions are going down and something. So she is tracking, and it does tie into our overall
But it's also the
matriculation.
climate and how students treat each other with respect and dignity. And I don't know that it's captured there. You may, going forward, after doing this a year, want to have another,
Right.
that you have less verbal abuse, that you have less altercations.
Well, that's why we do the
Right.
semester discipline report. So what
Right.
Pam's now tracking with John is the interventions they're doing between PBS and character counts. Is it having an impact on tardies? Is it having an impact on insubordination, some of those things?
And so, not as a negative, but this is a way that you could show how that the program is working, you know, that you get the harvest of all that hard work.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?